cave as well, which could potentially, this is his only out, that could potentially be the Harrismall leading to GT Big.
I don't think it could really be anything else at this point.
Yeah, there is no other out. If GT Big is just in GT, Humbugh wins by a large margin. You know, unless he falls to Ganon 50 times. Good luck. Good luck guessing for that, though.
Yeah, Frostbite finally doing the magic bet here.
Yeah, this was nothing. We saw it already.
Yeah.
Yeah, Humbugh headed to GT, leaving unchecked Eastern Palace Big Key, the small key on Bumper, Pedestal, Hammer Pegs, all of which Frostbite has done except for that Bumper key. And the only small key left in the game that actually leads to things is the Harrismall.
Yeah, so go ahead and get your guesses in chat. Where do you think GT Big Key might be? 1 to 22. Go ahead. It's probably in here.
Oh, Frostbite. He's going back for Lava Chest.
Little too late, though.
Yeah, well, we wanted him to do the Bumper Cave key first, because that was his only opportunity. Going back for this first, he's definitely not going to get the Bumper key, and he'll just go to GT. And he's just like a dungeon plus behind. Skull key. I guess you know, we can still root for the horrible Bumper Hera key leading to GT Big for making the seed last longer.
Or it's just right there.
Over. Yeah, it's just in Hope Room. Oh. Oh well. There goes Humbugh in now officially go mode at 141, headed up GT. Alright, so it all didn't matter in the end. Pretty nice 80 keys if you just go to all the places that had the things in the right order, right? I've seen worse. But from what I remember of the last 2 hours, there were 2 big things that happened this seed, and Humbugh did them both. And Frostbite got burned twice instead. But going to pod on 2 keys netted you an early-ish hammer, and doing Pyramid Fairy out of logic before going to Turtle Rock saved you an orphaned lava chest.
Worst part about this is Frostbite is still not in go mode because he thinks the GT Big Key just be anywhere. Unless he's just gonna bank on it being that NGT. But
Oh yeah, I'm sure he will. Like as soon as he gets his last dungeon done, we'll just go straight to GT. Frostbite did have the opportunity to like save scum the TR key. Right after Mimic Cave, he could have gone back in Death Warp to save the game and then gone to check the lava chest. That would have made a big difference in his routing, right? Like that would have saved him a lot of time overall. But I think with the hammer fiasco as well, it wouldn't have been enough to catch Humbugh. He really needed some out of the way check that Humbugh didn't do. This is just one of those seeds where you didn't have to make one different decision. You had to make like 4 different decisions.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Humbugh into Aga 2. Kind of patterns we're gonna get today. So double the start.
The worst. Anything's better than the pattern where he like sits in the bottom corner and the other Agas are perpendicular to him.
Pretty good Aga 2 fight. Now we're gonna mirror out and do Aga 1.
Yeah, he intentionally did not grab the magic after Moldorm 2 to save like 30 frames. Because he knows he's going to get a full heal. Although it may not save as much time as I think, because now you have to wait for the magic refill animation, right?
True.
After you kill Aga. So like, does that really save more time than picking up the pot? Frostbite whipping out his blind script. Mostly. He gets down at the boss. That is his final boss kill. Can head to Ganon's Tower to look for that GT big key.
Now if he goes full right here, he's still not gonna catch up.
No, yeah, he's too far behind at this point. I mean, as a commentator, we don't really want to like call it or anything because something could happen, but barring Humbugh having a huge technical problem, it's hard to imagine a situation where he doesn't finish far ahead of Frostbite here. At this stage of the tournament, the players are just too good to ever count on somebody making a big error.
Here is Aga 1. See how many blue balls we're gonna get today. First one's always guaranteed to be an energy ball.
So far, so good. Oh, ruined.
One more deflection. Oh, I had to say something. One more deflection. There we go. So Frostbite gonna find that big key right away.
Yep, there you go. First check. And that is go mode for Frostbite. At least he found go mode before Humbug actually finished the game. It's something.
It's time to take a dance with a giant pick wielding pitchfork here. Humbug is making short work of him here.
Yeah, Humbug's doing the 1-in-1 strats for Tempered Sword, but he needs half as many hits because he has the Gold Sword. He didn't have to work that hard, but it's fine.
Yeah, he probably feels pretty good about his route. He did this one, so. And already in the phase 3, almost at the phase 4 already. And there's the final hit in phase 3. Oh no, silvers. First silver arrow. Just missing the torch glitch, however, but it's fine. We're gonna set him up here for at least a double. And one more arrow shot. Finish off, get it, and go up 1-0 in his round. Just gonna cross that bridge. Get those GGs in chat for Humbug.
No, this is their second game.
Oh, second game. Excuse me.
Yeah, Humbug wins the series 2-0 with this with this win today.
Yep. Official time of 1 hour 50 minutes 16 seconds.
GG.
Frostbite doing some angry sword slash Zelda. These that done from there from Humbug. Looks like we're gonna be joined here momentarily by Humbug. And we are joined by the winner of the race and the series. GG's to Humbug.
Thank you. GG's.
Wow, this is certainly a seed. Koi mentioned this earlier, but it was a seed of going in the pod early, get the hammer, and then doing pyramid fairy before going up to TR to get that 4 TR small. So, yeah, talk about your route in this. How did you feel about your overall performance here?
Okay, so my light world felt completely atrocious. It was a second to last location, Dark World access, and that always feels so bad in all dungeons, right? But then my Dark World, I kind of... I went straight for East Mountain, basically because I felt like if Frostbite had the mitts when he went to East Mountain, he would have also gotten the checks in Dark East Mountain. So I wanted them as well, which was good because that flippers were there. And then I just routed like anti-clockwise, starting in Full Woods, and then went like I had pod as my goal, seeing as I had the bow, so it made sense. I felt, but man, that Thieves Down Big Key, wow.
Honestly, I don't think like your route was just better than Frostbite's. It was more you both had good routes and yours didn't fall into as many traps as Frostbite's.
Yeah, I can definitely see someone
like, with the
falling into traps.
Yeah, with the hammer, what had happened was you did Skullwoods first after entering the Dark World. You did Skullwoods first, and then went all the way down to Hype Cave, and then said, "Okay, well now what? I guess I'm going to Pod, right?"
Yeah.
Where what Frostbite did was he did Village of Outcast first, went down to Hype Cave, then went back to Village of Outcast and did Skull over to Catfish and Zora. So when he got the flute, he's like, "Oh, that's good enough." And
so he went to just Mire Desert.
Yeah, so that which makes sense since now you have this flute, which is completely in logic, but it puts you so far away from going to pod. So he ends up going to ice first and back to skull, and then finally he goes to pod get that hammer. So from the hammer, you were already way ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it was also really nice to getting the Mire Big locked by 6 pod smalls. And then just finding flute completely logic, and then doing all of Mire completely out of logic. That was fun. it felt good, but honestly, I felt kind of behind at that point because of my Light World. But
the Light World,
yeah, but that was basically the reason why I went up and Hera potted and got the other 5-6 crystal just so I could do Pyramid Fairy. But honestly, I actually said to myself at that point when I entered Pyramid Fairy, the best thing that could be in here for me is a Turtle Rock Small and there being something in Lava Chest. And that was exactly what happened.
Or even just a TR Big would have been a big find too.
Oh, for sure.
Because you already had the 3 keys.
Yeah.
No, I like that. I like the play. It made sense. Hera's out of logic, sure, but Spike Cave is in logic.
Exactly.
And then Pyramid Fairy is out of logic, but 2 checks in Aga Tower are in logic. So
it was okay, do I orphan 2 checks in Pyramid Fairy, or do I orphan 1 check in Hera, in the Hera Big Chest? And the Hera Big Chest is fine since I still have to go up Death Mountain anyway, sooner or later. So I felt like that made sense.
Yeah. No, I like the route because it wasn't Humbug going to a bunch of out of logic stuff trying to clown his way to victory because he didn't want to do a pendant dungeon. It was Humbug going to in logic checks and doing out of logic stuff on the way to make the game more efficient. Mm-hmm. And it just happened that the out of logic checks had all the things that saved the scene.
Pod, that was stacked, right?
Oh yeah.
What was not in there? It was dumb.
The Thief's Down Big Key.
The Thief's Down Big Key was not in that. Good point.
Yeah. It had the Mire Big Key and.
It had Mire Big Key. It had Castle Tower Small. It had Hammer.
Castle Tower Small. Yep. Hammer.
There was something else in there if I remember correctly, but whatever. It was a very stacked dungeon, nonetheless.
Yeah, just having to go in there with just 2 small keys as well is just. You don't like to do it, but doing it just paid off. So
it's key sanity.
Yeah,
it's expected of you.
And we're joined by Frostbite as well. Hey, Frostbite, GG.
GG.
Thanks.
GG, dude.
GG. That was not good for me. I mean, I didn't play bad. I just feel like there was one choice that I made the whole seed, and it was to leave the route when I found the flute, and it just was murderous.
Yeah, that was the big that was the very first turning point for the seed, and it made
that led to
sense.
everything.
Yeah, it made perfect sense to do that.
And also, there's not another single item that could have been there where I wouldn't have done that.
Right.
I also felt bad because I 100% I had one other check, I think Zora, when I found the mitts, so I didn't feel good from the very start. And then basically, if this hadn't been a restream, there's a good chance I would have forfeited when I found the hammer because I figured I was dead. It led to the double dip of Mire that was unnecessary. It led to the double dip of Ice, which was super unnecessary. And then sort of my stance against hard resetting meant I was always going to be murdered by the Thief's Down Big Key in this seed. Just because I was always going to have been in Hera without the ability to Hera pot, and then I'm just never going back there just to do that without the Big Key. I think that doesn't make any sense. So that was always going to be a huge problem for me.
Yeah, I mean, you could have saved time if you had done the save scum key or whatever, but like you said,
it would have saved a huge amount of time. Or just having,
It wouldn't have saved enough time though. You still would have been severely behind because of the hammer. Because Frostbite, what had happened was Frostbite did Skull first when he got to the Dark World, and then went down to Hype Cave and then into Pod. Where you did Village Valcast down to Hype Cave, save and quit, then Skull over to Catfish. So it just the way the routes worked out, where he went to Pod before doing the flipper checks, led to the hammer before the flute, and that was the only thing. Both routes are completely legitimate. Nobody was clowning or anything. It's just one saved 20 minutes. That's all.
Yeah, I would have I wanted to go to Pod And that's like, so I thought about just going straight to pod, like just going Skullwoods to pod, and then I was like, that's stupid. There's like 2 spots, 3 spots open plus the bow, so 5 or whatever. And I was like, just do the south and then go up around. And then when I found the flute, I mean, it was way from that point on. It was like, 80% in my favor. The flute or like the hammer wasn't in pod or something like that. Not quite that much maybe, but it was decent. Like, yep. I had 5 spots in logic in pod, plus I had like 6 in Mire, plus all of desert, plus Mire shed, plus all of that, plus that led to the fire rod, plus all of that led to being able to go into Agate Tower and check those checks. So I mean, it opened like almost 30 or 40 checks, and it just didn't work out, right? So
versus going into pod with 2 keys.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but yeah, like I said, I knew I was dead, and I figured it wasn't like a 130 seed, so I didn't bother. I don't normally race with the window open. But like I have it open obviously, but I mean it's minimized on my computer. And then at about 135, after every like break I had, I was bringing it up and hoping he was done so I could stop playing because I was annoyed with the whole seed. Was it I'm just curious, did you pick up the key on the ledge? Was it the Tower of Hera basement key? I don't know what other keys that was missing.
The one on Bumper Ledge.
Oh, it could have been an ice key.
I think it must have been the ice key.
It could have been. I only have one Skullwoods.
There was a key on Ped. I saw in the credits.
Oh, I picked that up. I don't remember what it was.
It was a GT.
Oh yeah, GT key. That's right.
Yeah, we were hoping you'd do the Bumper Cave key because that was pretty much like your only out if that was Hera key leading to GT Big or something.
I figured it didn't matter at that point, anyways. I don't think it would have made any difference.
It was possible.
Literally when I didn't get the hammer, I feel like there's literally, I'm not sure if I knew where the items are. Like I would have been like, obviously, I mean, when I got the hammer, like I'm not sure if I knew where every item is. I could have done it faster at that point. It was such a crippling like extra time. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Humbugh could have made the same call, right?
I mean, I shouldn't have won either of my matches against Jay Misher in the last round. He skipped basically the last, both times I skipped early things and was way behind, and he skipped the last thing and I caught up and won both times. I didn't deserve either win. And yeah, I don't think I played well today, but I didn't play like horribly. I was just kind of done with it. I also have this problem that once I know the seed's gone from me, I just like my focus goes from 10 to maybe 6.5. So like I know I probably could have saved 45-50 seconds even on my own execution in the end game if I had thought I had a chance.
Sure.
And by end game I mean 3/4 point game because that's how far I got. But little things like I wasn't like hyper menuing. I wasn't super focused on where I was going. I was doing a lot of pause menuing. It was just not, I know myself when I'm in these races and I know it's over. I definitely lose focus.
I feel like we've played the game a lot and we can tell when it's not going our way, right?
Well, and I feel like I have a really good judge of when I'm ahead and when I'm behind. And I didn't find, like, I don't think this is an exaggeration. I didn't find a single item in this entire race that let me feel ahead. I didn't feel behind until, like, when the hammer wasn't in the mire area, that's when I was pretty sure I was toast. Then when it wasn't in ice, I was like, how if you watch the NFL, it goes to, like, probability of winning 97% at that point. But, like, I was figuring maybe if the hammer's in Agate Tower, because the only sword I think was that the only one in ice. I have no idea because the hammer opened so much, obviously. But I figured there could be that was my only out. I think after about 45 minutes, my only out was the hammer being in either the Skullwoods big chest or in the 2 chests in Agate Tower, and it wasn't there. So that was it is what it is.
You had like a 2-9 offsuit. Humbugh
yeah, exactly.
Had pocket aces, and then there was an ace on the flop.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we knew he was dead, but now he's really dead.
Well, yeah, now it's like there's like literally nothing. Like a lot of times in cards and in this game, there's sometimes often 1 or 2. Even cards, I guess, they go dead pretty quickly too a lot of times. But yeah, like even in this this mode specifically, all it takes is one thing that you skip, right? And if it's not in your route of going back to until the very end, you can lose a whole lot of time at the end of the seed but this didn't really allow for that. I feel like I'm not sure how much overworld anyone could possibly have skipped. I think the only way is if you make some sort of huge brain. Now, see, the thing is, I don't know if I had a map to Hera. The other thing is if you had checked the bomb vendor, and if you'd known that Hera was a 5/6 crystal, because I felt behind, I might have actually gone and just done that, figuring maybe this is an out for me. But like, I'm never, ever, ever going into the bomb shop unless I happen to have like no bombs when I'm going to Ice Cave and I have to buy bombs, right? Like, so that was
to be honest, neither am I. I just it was just happenstance that I did it this time.
Oh, you actually looked in?
I actually went in there, and for like a brief moment, I was really scared that I was gonna lose my follower, which was the purple chest at the point, because of the big bomb. But like, it wasn't there, so it's fine. But
yeah,
I actually did walk in and talk to him, because I had one map. No, I had 0 maps, but I had talked to Sahashal at that point, but I had very little knowledge of what I needed to do anything, basically. So that was like, I usually don't do it, but in this case, I actually did.
Yeah, I didn't even think about maps and things until about, I think I had 6 dungeons cleared.
Yeah.
And then I basically had the map for every dungeon that I went in at that point, so I didn't ever have to bother. I mean, I found when I went in TR, I basically knew what the deal was, and then. I mean, it's just, I don't think I had a map to Hera. I don't know, I never checked it, but yeah, I don't know. That's another thing, like, I just feel like, I don't remember, what was in the damn sunken item? I think it was a dud, right?
It was a compass.
Yeah, so if that's, this is how, like, fluid my routing is. If that's an item pickup, I 100% get the mitts right after that, because that's sort of how stupid I am, is that when I go south...
Or you only go to Agena if you pick up the damn item?
Yes.
That's 3 times.
Yeah, I know. And it's not 100% of the time, but I like to mix it up anyways. So, like, I don't like to do the same thing every time. But one of the ways I will go to Agena, because I feel like going there is suboptimal, like, literally.
Yeah.
It's like 17 or what? It's 9% of the time it has an item. Every other time it's suboptimal, right? So,
yep.
But I like to go there every once in a while. So, like, if I get scouted, it's not completely. I mean, who the fuck's? Sorry, yeah. Oh wait, we're on ZSR. Who scouts their opponents? I certainly never have and never will, but some people do. And I like to play as if I scout and people scout me, because it adds to the like sort of mind game in my own head. But yeah, I like to just do things that aren't always consistent. I like to have a flowchart that's sort of written by that guy from Always Sunny. But yeah, GG's Humbug. That was I mean, I'd love to say it was a fun race. At least we had boots, because the boots were in a bad spot too. That would have been just a gruesome seed if that would have been the case otherwise, yeah. Right? So
yeah, yeah, GG as well.
I don't know. I gotta go check out this ping that I'm sure it's from Dataplet in the Doorland.
It's 2 hours.
Oh, it's from Codeman. I don't care. Yeah, I'll async it anyways. But anyways, hey, thanks, Coin Captain. I'm gonna maybe I won't watch this back, because it's not like I need to determine what happened through some sort of autopsy. So
well, we didn't have bombs for like 20 minutes in the middle of the seed anyway.
Hey, that's fine. But that's yeah, that was I actually don't think I've been on Restream in a while. I've been playing a lot of sort of like organized races outside of this, and it was interesting to do and to talk with people about it afterwards, like always. But anyways, I'm gonna run. I gotta get started on dinner and do other things. And yeah, good luck moving forward, Humbug, and GG.
Thank you. GG's.
GG.
And yeah, thank you, CSR and both Captain and Koi and all the trackers for this. It's fun being restreamed once in a while, like Frostbite said. So, yeah, thank you.
Yeah, plus you won.
Plus, I won. It helps the general feel of the scene.
Alright, GG's Humbug.
GG's.
So, I think we can wrap this up now. Or are there any further questions?
No, we're good.
Chat?
I think we're all set.
So, thanks Koi and Captain for commentating, and also don't forget our trackers Philistea and Safikel for doing the tracking. Here on ZSR, the next restream we have is at midnight EDT. It's a Zelda 2 randomizer match of the Max Rando tournament. And also make sure to check our schedule for more Zelda content here on ZSR. And see you next time back here on ZSR.